Hi, in this video, I will present the second strategy that we propose in our preparation for the limited face-to-face. Identify courses or subjects to be offered with limited face-to-face modality. Although in the joint circular memorandum, it only stated that skill based, no, skill based acquisition type of courses, but there is no one, or we are given actually the liberty to interpret, because as I mentioned, the guideline is very silent in terms of pedagogical, and in terms of learning styles, in terms of learning strategy, teaching strategy in the delivery of our limited face-to-face. No one can stop us in exploring other modalities and other strategies in our own interpretation for limited face-to-face modality. So we can consider this. Maybe you can consider when you choose which subject or courses to be offered, you can look at it by per program. So say for example, do you want all major courses to be in limited face-to-face, or do you want that all GE should not be, or should be delivered in a flexible mode, or all GE should be delivered online, no? Or you may pick or choose only thesis and capstone or internship can be offered as a limited face-to-face. We can also look at per year level. Say for example, maybe you will say only third year and fourth year, all courses of fourth year, all courses of the fifth year will be offered with limited face-to-face. Or you can also look at by tracks and specialization. Or only the carpentry major will go for the limited face-to-face because that is necessary for them. Or you can look at only the major in can go into a limited face-to-face. We can also look at per program graduate outcome. Remember the mapping of our subjects, the mapping of our curriculum. You can look at there if the graduate outcomes need to be demonstrated, or it is necessary to say for example a skills demonstration, then you can look into that, like outcomes that are best achieved when performed in face to face. You look at that. And the other thing that I can think also is you look at a per learning outcome of the course, no? Per learning outcomes of the course. I was mentioning about mapping. Remember when we map our subject, there is their demonstrated discussion. So you can look at which among those subjects or which among those courses or learning outcome in a particular subject that needs to be demonstrated. And when we say demonstrated, there is an action into it. There is a demonstration, a skill performance, or a performance-based type of activity. So you can look at that into four different ways, but you can also look at a combination of these four when you identify what subject, or if you want to identify what courses. This will really help us decide, because remember in the retrofitting, hindi naman siguro pwede na lahat ng computer lab mo you will retrofit it for the COVID-19 pandemic time. Hindi naman siguro pwede na all your computer lab for 40 that can accommodate 40 students, you will retrofit it into 10. So it's very expensive. It's very expensive. I know many administrators. I've been talking to many administrators, and they said it's expensive. Okay, and again, as I mentioned, you can actually group them. I mean, you can look at per program. If the major course, you can look at the first year to fourth year or per year level. But you have to remember, in the per year level, the guideline stated that it is it is within the discretion of the HEIs to decide when they intend to conduct limited face-to-face, and HEIs may opt not to conduct limited face-to-face. If the student prefers to the flexible learning during the pandemic, the HEI shall permit the student take the face-to-face class, and so on and so forth. But I just want to give emphasis that for any courses or subject that we assume to be offered at the age, because freshmen in the new, what is this, in the new educational system for us, we start in 18 or 19 years old. So most likely in general, courses or subjects in the first year and the second year level in the curriculum totally cannot be part of the limited face-to-face, even if that is a major, even if one of the outcome there is a demonstrated, because again, per CHED IATF, 20 years old and above. Although there is a caveat here, there is a phrase here, as determined by CHED. So it's not that that because you still have to apply, you have to get permission, you have to seek clearance from the authorities before you could offer. But in general, courses allowed for unlimited face-to-face are only for junior and sophomore level courses and subjects. For the basic education, there are very clear and specific provisions for the limited face-to-face. Say, for example, children below 15 years old are required to remain in their residences at all times. There are specific subjects that will be allowed. So say, for example, the senior high school learners enrolled in technical, vocational, livelihood track requiring workshop equipment in school. Learners documented to be affected by mental health concerns that may be alleviated by face-to-face interactions. And there is also a priority to learners who will demonstrate readiness to observe health protocols.